industry. Alrighty. Okay, so after that, battleships, you can start building freighters if you like. Now, I think my freighters are in copy right now because freighters are not worth making anymore for me. Here's a freighter though, this Charon here, or the this is a Fenrir, this is a Minmatar freighter, this is a Kaldari freighter. You can make those things. Oh, actually, these are capital ships. Maybe I should, I guess I better talk about that now. Once you get up to battle cruisers and battleships, everything else that you can make is either, like the next best stuff to make, is either a capital ship or it's a T2 ship. This is kind of, this is advanced mode now. Capital ships have their own, they don't take minerals. They have their own components. They have capital components. I wish I had a, let me see here. Go to my copy slots here. Okay, here, I'm going to pull these out of the lab. So these are copy slots that are done, so I'm just going to grab them out. By the way, this is an office. This is the storage space of the ship, or I mean of the station. These are office storage spaces from a corporation. You need a corporation to have a player-owned station, but if people want it, I'll do another video on that, because that's another thing, and I don't want to complicate this. Okay, so here's an example of a freighter blueprint original. Notice the materials. The materials are not minerals. They are components. Capital armor plate. Capital cargo bay. 97 of those. 13 armor plates. Also, I hadn't talked about, notice the skill requirements. So, once you get past, I'm not even sure if battleships have a, oops. Do battleships have a skill requirement? No, they don't. Just Industry 1. Okay, so once you get past battleships, blueprints to make them, to manufacture with the blueprint, there'll be some skills you might need. But in any case, by the time you get up to freighters, you're going to have production efficiency 5. You're going to have mechanics 5, all that kind of stuff. So that won't matter so much, but those are now requirements. So, each of these components have their own blueprint. And you can buy copies of them to start out, just as normal. And you can buy a copy of a Charon if you like, if it's profitable. But eventually you'll want to buy the blueprint originals. So there's a cargo bay. Here's a cargo bay, capital cargo bay blueprint. Now this uses minerals. So now we're back to minerals. So what you do is you'd run these. You'd make 97 of them, which would take a while, which is why I have 2 of them. Actually, I have 3 of them. And then, when you get all this stuff together, then you can build your Charon. When you get 13 of these, 97 of these, etc. Then you can build your Charon. Now, freighters you can't move with a freighter. So the only way you can move freighters to sell them is you have to fly the freighter. If you don't have the skills for that, you're stuck. What you'll have to do is you'll have to ask a corp buddy who you trust. You'll have to give him the freighter that he can fly, and then he'll fly it there for you. So keep that in mind. You always have to keep in mind when you're dealing with ships, you either got to haul it or you fly it. If you can't haul it because it's too big like a Charon, then you're going to have to fly it. And if you can't fly it, then you're going to have to ask a buddy to fly it, or it's going to sit in your hangar until you can. So that's freighters. T2. So I think every ship, not every, but 99% of the ships out there have a T2 version. Do I have any T2 ships on me? I guess I don't. Oh, yes, I do. I have this one. Okay. So, another way to make money when you get up to millions or hundreds of millions of ISK is you can make T2 ships. You can buy blueprints off the market. For example, here's a Tier 2 freighter blueprint. You can buy these off the market. Tier 2 items require different mats again. Capital, whatever. Each of these things have their own blueprint. Except there's a few other things here. Construction blocks, That comes out of the player interaction, or I mean, planet interaction materials. That's another video, I guess. That's a whole nother thing. Morphite comes out of minerals, or I mean, comes out of ore that's only in nullsec, except you can also find it in wormholes, but I don't recommend it. I would just buy it off the market and forget about it. These RAM things you can also build yourself and to make the thing. So that's T2. That's the basics on T2, but that's if you're a newbie to the game, that's a long ways away. That's probably a year away, a year and a half away, maybe. At least a year away. Okay, what else here? Oh yes, so now, even beyond that, I used to make freighters and sell them, but eventually, now I copy those freighters as you saw. Now I copy freighter blueprints because I make stuff even more than that. I make right now, I'm going to get this Rhea going. This is a tier 2 freighter. That sells for I think 3.5 billion or something like that. I don't know what the going rate is now. Let's see what it's out here. It won't be 8.5 billion. I think it's about 4 billion or so in Jeddah. And how to get tier 2 blueprints, you can either buy them off the contract market or you can invent them, but I'm not going there with this video. That's lab stuff. I can do a lab video maybe later or another time if people want it. There's also bigger ships than battleships and freighters. You can build what's called carriers. Carriers you can only build in low sec. I'll show you a carrier. Here's a Shimra. This is a Kaldari carrier. Only can build these in low sec. There are public factories in low sec. These are capital ships, so they do require the capital components, as you can see here. So, to build those things, you can either move the minerals by yourself into low sec. Dangerous, but can be done. Or you can buy the minerals through buy orders in the station in low sec. That's so you can get the minerals to the station with the factory in it. Then you want to move all your blueprints in there. And then you can start building carriers. Carriers sell for about 650, I think, to 800 mil. And they can be fairly profitable because the supply is low. You can also bundle. The supply is low because it is risky to make them because you got to be in low sec, and low sec is where you can get pirated and blown up. The police don't work in low sec. If you've played World of Warcraft, if you're in a city and you attack someone, the guards come rushing in and beat you up, right? That's how this works in EVE Online. If you're in high sec, which is 0.5 security, when you're out flying around, I'll be up in the corner here. 0.5 or above is high sec, meaning that if you attack someone, you will get blown up by police, and you can't get away from them. You can get away from guards in World of Warcraft, but you can't get away from police in EVE Online. They will destroy you. They'll scram you, which means they'll hold you down so you can't move, and then they'll blow you up. There's no way of getting around it. If you're in low sec, though, there are no police, so you can get attacked by players and blown up. So it's riskier. After you build carriers, you can go on to Dreadnaughts if you like. Same deal with Dreadnaughts, but they're even more money. What's a Dreadnaught? Revelation. So here's a Dreadnaught blueprint. Same deal. Takes capital components. And they sell for, I think, 1.5 bill or 2 bill, something like that. So you can see how this scales up fairly easily. Like I said, it's going to take a while. EVE Online is nice that you can your skills train when you're not there, as well as anything you put on the market will sell when you're not there. So, yeah, I think that's the list I've got here. If you have any questions, post the comments, and I'll either make a video on it if it's big enough. Like I might make a player-owned station video. I'm better on dock here. You know what? Maybe I'll show you Jeddah real quick because I haven't done that. I've just been sitting in this station. I'll show you Jiddo. I'll show you the big market hub. Actually, I could have flown something to sell. I think I have an Orca to sell. Let me see here. Yeah, I do. Okay, maybe I will practice what I preach here, and I'll show you a real sail. But I'm going to cut some of it out because it'll take me maybe 10 minutes to get to Jeddah. I'm just in a quick little shuttle here. Or it's actually a frigate, but it's quicker than a shuttle, so that's why I use it. So I'm just going to redock. And I'll show you selling of a ship. Oh, so I sell Orcas too on the side because they're not bad. Orcas are... they're capital ships. They do require the capital components like these down here. They sell for about 350 mil. Actually, they sell for way more now, I think. What is this? I think I got one up for sale. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's been a massive inflation in this game. Prices are through the roof. So now they're selling for a hell of a lot more. They used to sell when they came out, or when they were steady, they used to sell for about 350. But now their prices are insane. Okay, so I've got an Orca. I got to... So, deliver. Maybe I'll show you here. I'll get these out, and I'll show you a real-life build. So, I've got my Orcas out. I want to make another Orca. Here's my Orca. Uses capital components, but just consider it minerals. It's just consider this like titanium and so much, and pyrite so much, or whatever. Okay, it needs 8 batteries. I've got 40 here. That's good. 35 cargo. I've got 25. Is that it? Okay, so I'll move some over. I better have enough mineral or enough stuff, or I'll be annoyed. Computers, there's 6 there. I've just moved 6 over. 14 construction. I've got 40. 4 corporate. There's 4. 4 sensor cluster. I'll move that over. And then I need 6 maintenance. Okay. All done. So now I'll close this. Right click on this and go manufacture. I'll pick an installation. Oops. So I'll pick one of these 7 minutes. That's alright. And then I'm only going to make one. You can only make one Orca at a time. There. So there it is all there. Nothing's missing. So I'll hit accept. Done. So it took all the stuff. The blueprint disappeared, but it'll be back because it's an original. If it was a copy, it won't be back. And here's the order here. There it is. Pending, because it's 7 minutes, right? And then eventually it'll say in progress. And then it'll take, what did it say, 5 days or something? Okay, that's done. And here, maybe I'll make one with minerals too. So I got to run some cargo bays always because Orcas take up them. So I'll pick a slot, 6 minutes, fine. I'll make, let's say, 35. Okay, there are the mineral requirements. I've got them all because I've got tons here. 4 days, 5 hours. Let's do a little bit more. Let's do 40. Okay, 4 days, 20 hours. How long? Let me see when that other one, how long it was going to take. It's going to take, actually I should be able to do this. 5 days, 2 hours. Let's make them so they're done at the same time. So we'll go more. Okay, a little bit less. So let's see, what time is it? It's 11 p.m. here. So this is another consideration for you. Consider when you're going to be on Eve. Let's say you're on Eve at night. You're on Eve after dinner. Let's say you go on at 7 p.m. wherever you are. Why would you want a industry job to stop at 2 in the morning? That's a waste. How about time it? Have it stop at 6:30 p.m. if it'll work that way. So let's say I want this to be done because next time I'm going to be on at 11 p.m., which is what it is right now. So as it is right now, this is going to be done in 5 days and 10 hours. So that's no good. I want this to be done in, let's say, 5 days tops. 5 days exactly, or as much as I can get. So let's reduce this a little bit more. 5 days, 2 hours. Okay, have more. There, that's good. So now it's going to be done in 5 days minus 45 minutes from the time it is now. So then when I'm back on, let's say in 5 days, if I'm back on at 11 p.m., this will be done. And that's what you want. So you want to time this stuff too. Okay, there. So there's a mineral job done. There's a thing I made that required minerals. Alrighty, so now we're going to move a ship to sell.